Hey there, it's Charles again, and this will be CAS Reflections for the week of January 11 to 17. And this week, a few things happened for the creative side again, and it's the audition callbacks and the actual first rehearsal, which is just a walkthrough of the play and giving you the parts and stuff. So, let's start with callbacks. So callbacks, this callbacks was pretty cool. I've never experienced something like it, but it's where you go in and all you do is improv, and it was actually the most nerve-wracking kind of audition process I've been in. Not as much as me as I saw in other people. Some people were just like shaking, it's terrifying to see that, but then that also gives you an adrenaline rush. So it's almost as if you go into that room and that fear of acting in people you don't know, and at the same time they're casting you and talking about you, and Miss Deacon is talking whispering to other people and stuff, and it's almost as if you don't even have to think about it. It's like some big dream where you go in and your heart just races and guides you through the whole thing. But I'm still trying to get the psychological aspect of it, try to have more control during the callbacks and during the improv scenes, because I mean, it's good that your heart is guiding you through it, but then it's always safer to have some control over what you're doing, right? And that's something I will want to work at. And going back to the whole nervousness of it, part of the reason was because a lot of people, obviously when you have an improv scene, people laugh at it. And some people try really hard to be funny, and they think that they have to be funny to impress the judges, for example. And I have no idea if that's true or not, but it definitely creates an impression over the people, and I don't like this fact, but it almost seems like the funniest person is the person that takes control of the whole scene. Because it's the fact that if you are funny, then first of all you have to take control, and you have to be confident in yourself first. So I have mixed feelings about when you're auditioning, not just for an improv show where it is good to be funny, but then when you're doing callbacks and you're asked to work with another person, is it in your advantage to make up something funny and maybe sacrifice the teamwork with that other person? So yeah, that's my reflection. Now my second reflection is also about drama, because this week we had our first rehearsal and we got to know our parts a little. And it's always been maybe even more nerve-wracking than the callbacks is when you actually get to listen to what role you're getting. And about my role, I have mixed feelings about it too. It's a small role, and I don't know, it's a whole new different feeling when you have a small role. I've never really given really a thought about it, because during the past 3 years I've been either a very big supporting character or the lead role. So, I mean, it gives me something to think about, definitely. And I've always thought to myself that small roles are good. But now that, and every role is special in its own way, but now that I get it, I have really mixed feelings about it. I have to be honest. But it is funny how you never think about getting a small role if you've been getting big roles all the time, and I think that's also a learning process, and I will reflect about that more as the play goes on. But then I think the most important thing to be said here is that it gives me a new perspective on things, and I'm very interested to see how things would turn out. It's not that it's getting small role is not as fun. I know it is just as fun, but then it's almost as if you try to think back to your audition and you compare yourself to other people, and you can't stop thinking about it. So I'm still thinking about it, and yeah, so more about that later. So this week we had another fly meeting, and this week we got to meet some other flies that were big flies, big flies, and we got to meet them, and we've talked about promotional mediums, how to promote to people, how to collect money, whether it is right to have blah 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 posters posted around, would that be controversial, and I really like fly because it's something that you see in the future, and it's something big, and it's something that would get a lot of people excited, and it's coming soon. But then before it reaches you, you have to do a lot of work to reach there, and it's not something like schoolwork where you would want to procrastinate. It's like a big fun project that you just want to jump in and do anything that they throw at you. Also, part of the reason you want to do it is because it's not really for marks. It's not really for it's not traditional work. It's a grassroots kind of thing where you don't it's never been done before. It's not like every year they do something and you're just carrying on the tradition. It's totally new. It's the first year that it has ever happened. So yeah, it's really important the first year to put some foundation on it, to put some first ideas where the next year they would use something that worked from this year. So this is the big experimental stage, but you have to make it work. So I'm pretty excited for that. Anyways, that's my video for the day, and I will see you next time. Bye.